second day I've done 25. I've never seen anyone in 20 years going to tunnel. I've never seen anyone sat on 25 house.
Here we go then, folks. It is catch-up time yet again.
We've done a lot, haven't we?
I've not been doing much fishing though, dear lad. Well, I have, but not like many matches. You have though, on the other hand, haven't you?
I feel like we've done a lot of catch-ups at the minute, haven't we?
You've done lots
We're
and
getting
lots of
the
travelling.
last good bit in. Oh, I have. But anyway.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? The weather's still like proper.
Yeah, well, what are we on now? We're on 22nd today?
Yeah, I'll have that.
Of October?
Yeah.
And it's still nice, minty shit.
You are. I'm not in my peg, folks. Guess who's on the best peg? But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, well, anyway. Right, so, catch-up time. This one is going to be...
Bit of a beast, this one.
What's it called?
Tunnelbarn Drennan Winter
Drennan
Masters.
Winter Pole Champs.
Pole Masters. The Drennan Winter Pole Masters at Tunnelbarn Farm.
Pole Champs.
Yeah.
Masters.
It's pole only, definitely. Drennan sponsor it, it's at Tunnelbarn Farm. Make of it what you will, that's all the credentials you need. Yeah. So, yeah, Drennan Winter Pole Masters down at Tunnelbarn Farm.
It's one you look for, it's one like the Daiwa Masters, isn't it? Very similar.
I'm not a fan. The Daiwa Masters I struggle with now because it is very much overshot in, and I'm not a fan. But this one isn't. This is winter time.
Maggoty.
It's not winter time. It's potentially nice. Yeah, there's not a lot of shallow fishing.
A lot of pellet fishing though, Jay, is it still? Or
no, there's not. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Right, go ahead. Jump in the gun again, aren't I?
Standard 3-day event.
Go ahead.
3 random draws. You could be anywhere all 3 days. There's 1,003 people on it. I think there's 126.
120 odd. Yeah.
So really, really busy. But look, there's that much room at Tunnel. You're not crammed in ever. It's nice. It's like every other peg everywhere. It's
nowhere like
It's
Tunnel.
lovely.
It's
Pegged brilliantly, nearly. It's all good. And you've got to win. I'm going to say it
didn't seem big sections, Jay.
That's what I was just thinking then.
Was it 6 or 7 or?
It was 6, 7 or 8. I think they were mostly 7s. I think they were nearly all 7s. I know there was one 8 because I drew in it the second day. But I think it was... No, I think I was in a 6 peg as well. So 6 to 8 peg sections. But anyway, you've got to win to do any good anyway. So the late numbers are irrelevant.
Is that why they were putting like 6 3 times?
Yes.
It took me a long while to work that out.
I struggled with that as well.
Right.
Like the last 3 people all got 6 points.
I'm like, I couldn't work it out in my head. Right, that'll explain it then. Right.
So anyway, yeah. So you've got to win a fairly small section. But it can be quite tricky at Tunnel, especially as it goes cold.
Yeah.
Because it goes a little bit peggy.
Right.
It's the same as everywhere.
So just going into the bowls, naturally in the
Reece is
deeper
catching
water.
fish on your kit. He's meant to be filming.
I've
us,
not
and
even
he
had
just
one yet.
doesn't care, does he?
Go ahead.
Anyway, so day 1, I was on new pool.
Yeah.
I'm always on new pool. I never ever fish
like
an
new
event
pool?
when I don't draw new pool one day.
Every time I ring you up for advice, I'm always on new pool as well. Whether it's a fish show or something like that, folks, I'm always on bloody new pool.
You like that bit as well. We always seem to be on there. Let me have a swig because I'm choking.
Go ahead.
So new pool, peg 33, which is...
Is that the high banking with that road behind you?
Past that. It's in the canal. It's in the corner of the canal section. So it's like the furthest corner of new pool.
Right.
Really, really good area when it's warm.
Right, okay.
When the wind blows that way, it can be special. Proper. It can be a right good peg. When the fish want to come close to you, when they want to feed,
Yeah.
it can be really good. So I drew it and I was like,
Oh, get ready.
Get ready.
I seen like your interview at the start. You didn't seem.
I didn't hate
unhappy.
it. I was like, the reeds look really. The reeds on the island, they used to just be in 31, but they've moved 31 away a bit, and the reeds have grown as well. They're like 2 metres further than what I remember.
Nice cover.
So I've got loads of reeds to fishing in your peg.
How far was it though? Because obviously there's a lot.
Nothing, like 11 metres.
Oh, flipping it. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, really close to the island, like 11 metres and then 13 round a bit.
Lovely.
It's not nice narrow peg, really simple. And I'm in with a section 31, really, really good peg. Round to 44, really good peg. But I'm in.
It's 31 where it's open water.
31's in the bowl.
Right, okay.
And 44's the end of the poo bit.
In that
but it's
narrow
in
bit.
with that bowl. That bowl's really, really.
Right.
They're the 2 sections that pegs that always win. But my peg's like the 3rd best in the section. All the others are terrible.
Really?
Yeah, they really are. They can have the day, don't get me wrong. But
I suppose
as a
they
rule,
can't. You're stopping fish going through to them, aren't you? That
it's
kind
just
of
the
thing.
shallowest area as well.
Oh, is it?
Shallowest, coldest. It can be good in the summer. In the winter, it's not where I want to be around there. And it was getting a bit cold, so I felt like I'm on the edge. All I've got to do is beat these 2 pegs.
Yeah.
Dead happy till Chris sat his arse down on 31. Young Chris Jones on 31.
Mate.
And the little bugger was late as well.
Was he?
So you don't know, you're thinking, oh! And then I thought, yeah, get it. So Chris has sat there. That was going to be impossible to beat nigh on from the start. And I don't know what the young kid was on, 44, I forget his name, I'm sorry. But anyway, so that's me, I've got to beat. I'm sitting there fishing for second. I know I'm fishing for second straight away.
Yeah.
I ain't beating Chris off that peg, not a chance. Not with the mood the fish were in as well.
Yeah.
They were a bit,
into...
they wanted to be shallow, they wanted to be in a bit of space. It was just damage limitation and come second.
Yeah.
So I set my match up to fish, start on pellets down middle because I didn't know what it was going to be. So I thought, start on pellets there, watch everyone as everyone else did, never caught one. Then I've gone across on hard pellets towards the reeds. I thought, that's my match.
Yeah.
If I can just tick over, catch 60, 70 pound, I'll be all right. So I'd catch pellets on the reeds, hard ones, because I can fish a bit heavier. And I need to fish 0.13 hook length and 1.8 mil elastic.
And all that.
Just because the bull rushes,
Right.
they're horrible. Yeah, they were a flipping nightmare. And then 2 maggot lines. And then I had 2 edge rigs as well, but I never had a bite in the edge. But 2 maggot lines to hopefully catch on late.
Yeah, boy.
And it was weird. It was going all right. Half an hour in, I've not caught one short. I've had to go on the reeds.
Yeah.
So I'm tapping a couple of pellets. There's indications all the time the reeds are knocking. And I caught a couple and they were big uns.
Big old F1s, were they?
Yeah, they were decent. They were 2 pounders.
Nice.
Like, great, caught a couple. And then Chris has started bagging. Half an hour in, Chris has come off his short line. He sat there short. I think he caught 1, maybe 2.
Yeah.
He's gone on his maggot line. He went straight in shallow and emptied it early on. Like, straight in, caught a couple, and I thought, that's going to rev off and go then. And it did, really, really quickly. Within half an hour, 40 minutes, he was catching really well shallow in the big uns. So I'm thinking, I'm on the edge of them. I thought, I'm not going to beat him again. But, Richie's got a pitch.
Go on, a pitch.
But am I fishing the wrong match? I'm thinking straight away. Because they're knocking in my reeds, and it's deep. It's like, it's 4.5 foot.
Oh, flipping it.
That's the shallowest water I can get. So I'm thinking, maybe I should need to be aggressive here, because I'm getting liners on my pellets without, I'm not feeding, and I'm getting lines, and they want to be up.
Right.
I knew they wanted to be up. So I swapped my match there and then. Far too early to be swapping your match, but I did. And I swapped it to loose feeding maggots, where I was feeding just up this side of the weed bed.
Yeah.
And I wanted to fish up and down with maggots. Just swapped my hooks and got my shallow rig out. Look at the size of that one.
Oh,
he's got it sussed, hasn't he?
That's a winner. You fish for me, Richard.
He's all over it. So, swapped that, blew me peg to pieces.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What, fish everywhere, Jay? Or?
No, weirdly, because I did it at that time. So I've come off it,
Yeah.
and I fed it a bit, and I fannied about, not caught one. And in that time, Chris has emptied it for an hour shallow, and then stopped. But I think he stopped because everyone started feeding. I've started feeding.
Everyone started doing it.
44 started feeding, and I think they definitely fed early and then switched off a bit. And in that time, I blew my peg to pieces. Like, it meant that I could only get a bite right next to the reeds. I couldn't get a bite shallow. Literally never caught a fish shallow, but it was weird and pongy, so I was never getting.
Yeah.
So I can go on deck and I could hook an odd on the deck, little carp about that big, an odd little stocky, and every third fish would do me in the weeds.
Oh,
and I'm fishing probably you to me away, a metre away.
Just like, because of the little ones, just straight in there.
You literally lift up and they're already on the way, and you're just like, it was a pain in the arse.
Lots of swearing, Jay.
No, I was good. I was good. It was part of what it was, but because I never had any rig issues. None ever took me rig. It was just hook lengths and a pain in the arse. But anyway, wrap this one up really quick. Chris has paralysed it. He had 106 pound. That won the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that won the lake. I think he framed with that overall. So he's won section. Young lad on 44 weighed. I'm going to say he had 51. Little 50. Yeah. I've weighed 47. I was fuming with myself.
Oh, Jay,
if I'd have just fished a sensible match,
you'd have.
now we're going to beat Chris.
Yeah.
I would have 100% been second off that beg.
Right.
100 million percent should have been second off that beg. So I'm already sulking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Third isn't good. You're not winning the Masters with a third. In hindsight, you weren't winning with a second. But I thought the way it's fishing, you could win with 2 firsts and a second. So second, I'd have been happy, but I wasn't. I was third. So, sulking.
Jamie.
So, drove all the way home, drove all the way back. Next day, I drew a special one.
You have not been drawing. Did you have your white chain? Mate, you've got to put your white chains on.
I had like, honest to God.
Was it like ridiculous?
Second day, I've done 25 on. I've never seen anyone in 20 years going to tunnel. I've never seen anyone sat on 25 house. I haven't.
Right, so where's this? Is this a little narrow bit?
It's the canal section of house.
I feel as though we've like did a.
You
I
did
think
with
Bagger
Bagger.
there.
Bagger did a instructional one on there.
Yeah.
He sat on 22 or 21.
So you're even more in that corner then.
I'm right in the. I'm in the corner.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's 11 metres to the island.
What is it? What do fish do there, Jay?
That's where they go. They go there to have a poo or die. That's all they go in that corner for. Honest to God.
Oh, mate.
I know. And I'm sat there, and I've got Alan Scott on to my left.
Alan!
Alan's on flipping
Legend.
23.
Yeah.
Because they've moved it all up. I'm in the only 8 peg section on the whole place.
Oh,
yeah. And I'm on. Alan's on 23. Paul Allen's on 27.
Yeah.
Paul was very good. He could have wiped me out, Paul, if he'd have fished more to my island and loose fed.
Right,
I'd have caught
okay.
nothing, but thankfully he fished a bit further up and he fished pellets like round the back of it.
Right, yeah.
And
nice
had a loose
tidy.
fed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lovely, but he's in a different section anyway, Paul.
Yeah.
He was in with the lake. But I'm in with all the canal and the bowl. I'm in with the flipping bowl as well. The best bit of tunnel where Jordan had won the match. Did Jordan win the match? Jordan was second in the match with 120 odd pound the previous day. I'm in with them. So I'm loving it.
Oh dear.
So
Yeah,
I'm all
mate.
happy. He's flipping emptying it, the
Smashing
boy, isn't he? You'd be right good at silver fishing, you. There's a match tomorrow if you fancy
Yeah,
it,
I'd be
Rich.
sharp.
Anyway, so 25 on house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started setting up very, very slowly. I set 2 rigs up.
Oh really? Proper
Yeah.
just.
Now I'm telling you, I set 3 rigs up. I set 1 for down the edge,
Yeah.
which was that deep.
Yeah.
Never fancy catching on that. 1 for down the middle. In fact, I didn't. I set 2 up for down the middle, a 4x12s and a 4x10s. 2 the same depth to fish 2 lines at 7 o'clock. At 7 metres there and there. And then 1 line across. Never went on that. Never caught anything on that.
Really?
Yeah, it's only 11 metres across, so I've got a little tiny square. Luckily, I'd spoke to Jimbo the day before. Jimmy Brooks had been on 21 the day before. He'd won the canal. He was second in section with £70.
Yeah.
And he'd said to me, just fish down the middle. All the fish that are feeding want to be in deep water, which that was the theme every day, wherever we were.
Lovely fishing them. The bigger
Yeah,
ones.
all want to be down the middle. Just don't f off. Don't give them loads of bait. Just
Yeah.
be bored. So literally, I've
Insert
had.
duck noise, folks. I do apologise.
Yeah, he said, don't mess it up. So about
Good.
two lines.
And how have you fed it? Loose fed or tapped them?
Just literally tapped 10 maggots in there,
Yeah.
and I stayed on that to start with.
I'm flipping out.
So I've tapped 10 in, sat there, 10 minutes, the bite, ooh, missed it. Went back in, patient, catch one. Do you know what I mean? And I'd catch one every like 5 or 10 minutes, and it'd either be a little stocky. Did I have a goldfish? No, Paul had a goldfish I never had.
Really?
Oh, no, I did have one later on. I did have a goldfish.
Get in, J lad.
But I'd get an odd bite. And I was like, there's an odd fizz as well. I'm like, there is an odd fish milling about in the deep bit.
Right, okay.
So I'm ticking over. I start my other line up.
Yeah.
Just by throwing 5 at it, now and again, drop on it. I didn't catch anywhere near as many fish on my right-hand line, but if I got one, it was that big.
Oh, proper.
It was a 2.5
So
to
it's as
3
if them are
pounder.
stuck in the corner coming round this way, and these
They
are
can
like the
sneak
new
in,
ones.
because they've got a bit of a gap to sneak round,
Yeah.
whereas they're just me little fish. I did catch a couple of big ones here, and I'd literally just bored
I
them
bet
to
you
death all
enjoyed
day.
that though.
I did.
I love that style. It's just
When you've
amazing,
almost got
innit?
no expectations and you go, "Mwah," you don't give up. I'm not
Just
going to give up.
Innit, them little dinks and.
Yeah, you just, well, it was beautiful. It was like, and you'd see them coming. Do you know when you get a couple of bubbles, go blip, and then it go.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So it was nice, but it was never ever fast. I just plodded all day. Did have a little run with an hour to go. I probably had 7 big ones
Oh, right, okay.
in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
All off the right hand side, one nice. And I caught a couple on my right side edge late, a couple of stockies. But yeah, I had my nicest day.
Proper.
Literally, I caught £65 and I won my section.
Mate, fair play.
Like-
Like, section off there.
I was like proud of myself. That was me.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I had
So
Alan
you're
next
back
to
in
me.
it now then, aren't you? Surely.
Yeah.
Back in it, getting in the like the top, whatever. What does it pay?
I can frame again.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've
you're
got
happy.
a third and a
First.
first. I've got 4 points. There were 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say there were 5 of them on 1 point.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I'm sure there were 5 of them on 1 point. There was only 2 or 3 people on 3 points.
Yeah.
And then there was about 97 people on 4 points.
Right.
But I was at the bottom of them on weight. But still, I thought, yeah, if I can win my section the next day,
Yeah.
then you're going to get in. You're going to be right up there with 5 points.
Yeah.
So really, really happy. But I did have Alan next to me. We need to talk about Alan.
Alan!
I had
Absolute legend.
lovely
Just
king of
amazing.
angling next to me. He didn't like it. He lost 3 on the pounce at the start, and I said,
Does he, I've never
"Nobody."
seen Alan angry.
Alan was not.
Other than when he talks to me.
He looked at me and I thought, yeah, I know me place
Was he
now.
not? Was he?
Yes.
Well,
But he's lovely.
top kit down and
He just
everything
looked
like
at
that.
me.
Don't say anything, Jamie.
take piss, Jamie. Love Alan. But
I
anyway,
love that at the end when you're having a word with him. He says, tell him, you daft friend, you didn't have a bite on Lake and Leave. Oh, I was laughing my head off, folks. It's the best thing ever.
he's lovely, Alan.
He's
isn't he?
so good.
Yes.
Amazing.
So it was nice having Alan. We had a
Good.
good laugh all day, which was all good. And all day he was complaining about his peg the previous day. Yeah, the previous day on
mate.
the first day he'd been on 13 jennies, which is a shocker. It's a special shocker. It's a 10 metres wide, that one. Top end of jennies, again, where they go for a poo or to die.
Andrew, that's what they got
That is all that happens in that corner. Especially in the winter, nothing lives there. They all live up that way.
that's it,
Or
yeah.
everywhere but there.
Yeah.
11 and 13. So he's moaning about this all day.
Right.
So anyway, I drive 130
That's
mile
in
that
your
way.
head then, isn't it?
No, I didn't even thought. It
it
didn't
not?
even enter my head. Just, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? I'm going back. I'm going to have a nice one last day. I'm going to catch loads of fish last day. Gone in with Bagger, that piss-taking individual. honest. I've gone in and he's drawn 29 house with me. He's like snuck in with me and drawn 29 house. And then I've drawn 13 Jennies.
Oh,
And
gee,
he
lad.
just laughed at me. He just literally went and walked off. Cheers, mate. Just,
mate.
So anyway, 13 Jennies. The best thing about it is you can park behind your pen.
Is it really that bad?
The only flipping good thing about it.
Oh, mate.
So, but same again, 2 lines. I'm going to go through this really quick. 2 lines. I did pull a line across on this one as well, and I had a line down the edge. Same again with maggots. That's a proper way of starting, you know that. Tapping 5 maggots in down the middle, or 10 maggots down middle, it were good, and it worked again. I caught like 6 or 7 while no one else caught fish.
Really?
I was like, oh, it's different. And then they turned into absolute bell ends because it were really, really warm. It was like 17 degrees.
So they're like all over the place.
They want to shut down, but like from start to finish, on 2 lines down middle, I have never gone a minute without an indication.
Oh, flipping it.
Can't catch him now. Doing me head in.
Just
little movements and can't get him to go because it's deep there as well. That's a problem. It's like
Right.
6.5 foot deep.
Oh,
really narrow and really deep.
Yeah.
So it's dead hard to like dictate what they do. So I've scratched about a boatload of fish from my edge in the weed bed. Then blondie,
Oh, they're a nightmare.
horrible ones.
Yeah, you can't catch them.
You can't catch him.
No.
They look at you like, yeah,
Yeah.
what you can do about it.
And they're decent, some of them, aren't
They're
they, as
all
well?
like, they're
Oh,
a pound and
mate.
a half, 2, and they're all there. And you put your rig in and it's doing this.
Pissing
You just foul up going on. You never catch one. And trying to, oh. So they did me head in. But I ticked over and I weighed in. Again, this is another error. I weighed 49 pounds something. 49.12 because Weeds beat me by 2 ounces off next peg.
Right, okay.
But he's in next section. And he robbed me number 10 stocks off me as well. But let's not talk about that. Permanently borrowed them. Yeah, 49.12. There was a 50 pounds something.
Oh, flipping it.
I should have. That was second, and then 60 odd pound on the section. I should have won. I should have been second in section.
Yeah.
Another. I don't know how on that one because I felt like I fished a good match, but if I'd have not lost my head a bit, foul luck in a few, and there was another fish to be caught. There always is, isn't there?
Yeah, of course there is.
So in hindsight, looking back, I could have had 2 seconds and a first off my draws. As shocking as they are,
Right.
I could have had a first in 2 seconds. Should have.
Would that have put you in overall?
Ah,
with it?
flipping heck, it'd give me, what was that? 5 points. 5 points was top 10.
Was it?
Yeah, $1,000,000. That should have been it. I think it was top 10, maybe like
Right.
11 foot. But,
Right.
you know what I mean? A few quid in your pocket,
Yeah,
1,000
man.
quid in your pocket,
Yeah,
probably.
man.
It's proper disappointed at myself, but all down to me lack of F1 fishing. And you forget how delicate and patient and quick to move and things like that you have to be, don't you? And how perfect it has to be. But yeah, so that was my Masters. For the usuals, it was Brilliance. Christian's walked it.
It's like £100 every day,
I
isn't it?
was just thinking, I'm going to say he's framed every day. He's had £100 every day.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he's framed every day. George was second,
Yeah.
and Neil Mason was third.
Yeah, that's nice of Neil.
I
I'm
spent
glad
loads
Neil
of time with
yeah.
Neil. I love Neil. He
Brilliant.
was my OG
Oh, yeah.
fishing hero, pretty much, Neil.
Proper.
And it was lovely to see him rock up. Does
Yeah.
what he does. Fish might get short
Just
and
amazing,
take the
isn't
piss.
It's like a bagger kind of thing, isn't he?
He was. That's what I kept calling him. He's the original bagger.
Yeah.
Like
I like
how he
that.
does things, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Does, doesn't he? So yeah, all perfect and just so yeah, lovely to see him. And yeah, it was brilliant. Bagger got biggest weight on last day off 29 house
Did he?
standard. Piss taking. Honest. Yeah, he rocked up and caught £209, I think, on the last day. You don't give him a peg like
Just
that.
what he
That's
does.
job done.
Yeah.
That's what he always does. And yeah, it was another lovely, yet frustrating Drennan Masters.
So that's pretty much it then now, isn't it, for your Carpi F1s, and then
Nearly done.
focus on the silvers now, aren't
Yeah,
we,
we've
mate?
got a Monk Hall Festival.
Oh, right, okay. Still got one of them, have you?
Yeah, in November.
Oh,
Other than
good.
that, we are now silver specialists.
In your T-shirt?
Yeah, me and Rich are going to Aston Park tomorrow to,
Yeah.
to start it off to see how we go. So
qualified.
have a look for mine and Richard's results. Okay. Yeah.
Well done. I mean, it's fine lines and fine margins and things like that, so it just shows you've done it.
There's always a way, even when you draw bad.
Yeah.
If you get lucky with.
I suppose that's the beauty of having like lesser sections in it, like 5, 6 peg sections.
Yeah. You
always
have
say
to win
thereabouts.
to win, but
Yeah.
there's always ways of getting up there. And the longer it goes on, the more consistent you be if you do it right.
Go ahead, Jay, lad.
So very enjoyable. But now on to some silver fishing sliminess.
Yes, please.